Hey there everyone, Lord Frigid here with the 35th episode of Aether Raid's Offense. Although actually I have been recently informed by the Google that it's supposed to be pronounced Ether. Still not 100% sure how I feel about that. We will see what happens as time goes on. Old habits are hard to break. But I digress. I hope you had an excellent Astro season. I personally, my Astro season was alright. It was neither terrible nor stellar, and I think I'll leave it at that. At least I can take solace in the fact that next week, Legendary Lave is a bonus unit during water season, so I should be able to cruise pretty easily. But before we get to that, we've got some battles to discuss. Alright, this is the first map up. I'd classify it as a basic box setup with an infantry pulse element, though the units are technically not arranged into a perfect rectangle. Like any infantry box, the biggest weakness is that it's not very hard to get close to it. Outside of the upper left section, you're basically free to roam. Obviously, the best approach is to hit Ophelia, Ninian, Leon, or Sylvia with a unit that has Witchy Wand or Pulse Smoke. Even Pulse Tie would also help, since only Ophelia and Leon will have specials fully charged. In lieu of one of those options, I think your best bet is to break the structures on the right side, and then launch a two-pronged defensive by taking out both Leon and Ophelia with ranged units. If you can use these two tiles, that is the absolute ideal scenario, as the refreshers will then be forced to attack, and they will block Astrum and Duma from reaching your units. Alright, so it turns out this map is actually really susceptible to blue units, and honestly, if you look through all of my raiding parties for Astra, most of them are filled with blue units, which is kind of bad, but at the same time, it's working, so if it's not broken, don't fix it. I will need to test this bolt trap here, and I will get Mills out of the way so his even pulse tie is unaffected by Ophelia. Ooh, especially good since that is real and it is very damaging. So, I'm going to go ahead and get Julia out of range here. One good thing about testing that bolt trap on turn 1 is that now Astrum will not be affected by Sylvia's infantry pulse, which isn't strictly necessary since he wasn't going to have his special ready anyway, but it is something to keep in mind against infantry pulse setups. If you can safely test a bolt trap that is in range of an infantry pulse enemy, why not? Just in case the enemy made an oversight and it actually is real. Regardless, I'm going to go ahead and start getting set up to initiate here. I figure that Altina should be able to take out Ophelia now that she no longer has her special ready. And I can initiate combat by having Alphonse take out Sylvia, and then getting refreshed, and then taking out Leon. So I actually made a slight miscalculation here. I forgot that the tactics room was there, so I'll have to take another turn to get Alphonse in range to actually move enough to be able to fight Sylvia. So let's go ahead and just end turn, and I will kick things off when my next turn comes around. So let me just make a quick round on my stat checks. Okay, debuff -5. What in the world is that for? Oh wait, there's a flyer school right there. I'm really good at not seeing buildings. Okay, let's worry about that later. The core of my plan should be fine. If I really need to, I can just have Alphonse tank Ophelia. It's not really a problem. So, let's go ahead and get a refresh on him here. And, okay, actually, that gets the play debuff on Leon and Ophelia, so maybe, not play debuff, frost breath debuff. I keep confusing the two. So let's take a look here. 36 res and 54. Oh, -7. Oh, yeah, Alphonse has attack smoke. I don't even know my own units have. Yikes. That should be fine, actually. I think I can do this, and then, I don't know, maybe just move Naga over here. It's not like she can't Wings of Mercy to Julia if she needs to. So, let's take a look. Yeah, 28 out of Ophelia, no problem at all. And then Astrum should fall here. Yeah, pretty easily, too. And then, oh, Ninian moved first. Duma has an assist. Okay, that's fine by me. So let's take a look. What are my options? I think actually what I want to do is break this. Yes. And then can Alphonse? Yes, he can. He can eliminate Duma, which means that I can now smite Julia up and then have her take Ninian down. Here we have map number 2, is a combination of a space oppression and rally trap setup. The idea here is that if you stick a unit in range of Lyn or Leith, the other one of the two will start things off by providing a rally, and then getting refreshed by either Ishtar or Rayson. Now, not only do their ranges overlap, but they will each provide a +4 attack and speed bonus to the other from Gold Cavalry in their C slot. As far as options, I'm afraid I'm not really seeing anything generic. The closest thing I can think of as far as a generally replicable solution is Altina, placed at the edge of Lin's range to take hits from both Lin and Leith on the enemy phase. However, it's not a sure thing. You have to have a good support structure around Altina for it to work. I will say, at least, that if you get to Leith, that she won't be an issue since her hardy bearing and lack of guard ensures that Altina will be able to get a Twin Blades activation in, regardless of whether or not she's in vantage range. There are, of course, other creative options if you have the right setups. Picnic Flora, for instance, can steamroll through Leith's mitigation with Bold Fighter and effective damage, then get refreshed and obliterate Lin with an Iceberg. The Seer, Raisin, and Ishtar are unlikely to be able to take her out. You could smite a unit over the left-hand pool and a cavalry unit up the center of the map, and then Gale Force through Lin, Leaf, Ishtar, and Thraseer, then stick Altina at the edge of Leith's range to force her to attack instead of approaching your more vulnerable Gale Force crew. If you have Bright Fjorm, you can apply Isolation to Ishtar and Lin, then bait Leith with Altina, though take care to make sure Altina is alone in case Lin wanders over to the right side and gets refreshed by Raisin. Hopefully, this is enough to give you an idea of what tools you can use to approach maps like these and incorporate them into your setups. All of the things I've mentioned, minus possibly Picnic Flora, are viable options that will serve you well on more maps than just this one. So I actually happen to have a raiding party that's literally just Altina and supporting cast. So I'm going to take full advantage of that here. Lucina with double Distant Guard and Refined Gerskogel, plus Azura with the Hagoita and Drive Def should be able to allow Altina to survive hits from both Lin and Leith. And I do believe Lin should be attacking first in this instance. I just need to figure out what I'm going to do with Nana. Actually, here should be fine, and it's not like I have any better options. So, first things first, Rally from Leith. Yep. Refresh from Raisin. Yep. I guess it could have been Ishtar as well, since she has aerobatics. But, yeah. Leith fails to secure a one-shot, allowing Altina to take her down with Twin Blades. Now, let me double check here. I'm pretty sure I can just end turn, but I do want to make absolutely certain that their Seer's not going to do any weird things and be able to attack Nana. Raisin doesn't have guidance, so she's definitely not going out in front of him. So this should be fine, actually. Oh, okay, Altina can actually take him out. But I don't really want her to do that because then she would be in range of all three of the remaining units, and I definitely don't want to take them down before I've had the opportunity to get the Aether structures. So let's just end turn here. And Leaf falls to Altina, and then Perfect Thraseer just goes down as well. And then, let's see what happens. Oh, Ishtar goes over to the left. That's interesting. I wasn't really expecting that.
Consider it done.
Let's go ahead and get Lucina out of there.
What's next?
And I should be able to break this Aether fountain. Or do I want to? Maybe not yet. Let's see what Raisin and Ishtar do. Well, actually, I know what Ishtar's going to do. Let's see what Raisin does. He goes, okay, straight over here. But Nalga's hit him with Chill Speed now, I believe, right? So, let's see. I can get Altina up here just in case I need a speed takedown. But, yeah, 31 speed, and Nana has... Oh, okay. She's actually got a good amount of speed. She'll be able to take a round of combat with him, so no problems there. And what I think I should do now is start having Lucina and Altina make their way up the left-hand side, have Altina break the Tactics Room so I can get to the Aether Amphorae next turn, and then hopefully finish the job. So, let me just break this, and then get Azura over here. I think... Oh wait, actually no, she won't need to provide a refresh, because after repositioning Altina will just be able to walk up. I'm not really sure what I was thinking there, but it's okay. And let's take a look. Nana... Oh wow, she actually takes him down. Nice. Alright, that is it. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Aether Raid's Offense. I'm still not really sure how I feel about having so many of my Astro raiding parties being dominated by the blue color. We'll have to see what I can do about that going forward. Regardless, I hope to see you all at the end of next light season, where hopefully I will be able to report that I had a smooth experience with minimal weirdness, but we will see. So until then, thank you all so very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.